everybody, welcome back to my channel. I decided to film this look for you today. I hope you like it. I just want to say thank you so much for all the views and the thumbs up and the subscribes from my last video. I know it was a really long one and I didn't think it would be that long, but honestly I had like over 2 hours of footage, so the fact that I was able to get it down that much was impressive. So I hope today's video will be shorter, but you will still enjoy it just as much. So I hope you enjoy this video and let's get started. Alright, so to start off today's look, I've already done my brows just because that's what takes me the longest. And I did them in my last video, so I'll link that below so you can see how I do them. It's just that it takes me really long and I basically do the exact same every single time, so I'll just link that video down below because I did them the exact same way today. I've also primed my lids just with the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer. So I've just got that on my eyes and I'm just going to set my lids now. I'm going to set my lids using the shade Basic from the Violet Voss Laura Lee palette. I'm going to be using a few shades from this palette today just because I don't want to be using like a different shade from a load of different palettes. So I'm just going to use that neutral shade just to set the concealer on my eye. So now that my lids are set, I'm going to go in with my transition shade. I'm going to be using the shade Britches from this palette. It's just like a medium tone brown. So I'm just going to be using that with a fluffy brush in the crease. So I'm going to go in with a darker colour just because I want this look to be very smoky, so I just want to build up and build up until I get to black. So I'm going to be using the shade Whiskers from the Laura Lee palette. It's just this one here. It's just a darker version of the one I used before. And I'm also just going to put that in the crease as well. Cool, so now that I have that brown built up, I'm going to go in with the black shade from the Laura Lee palette. It's this shade here, it's called Lou. So I'm just going to be popping that in the outer V and blending it into the crease. So I'm just going to use it on this smaller brush and then I'll blend it out using the bigger fluffy brush. So I'm going to go back in with that bigger fluffy brush and I'm just going to blend that out. I'm just going to keep building up and building up the black. I'm going to focus it kind of on the outer half of my eye. So you should kind of have something like this. I know it looks very messy at the minute, but once you like blend it out, clean it up, it will look a lot better. And I'm not even finished yet, so don't worry. So I'm just gonna grab a clean fluffy brush and I'm just gonna blend out the edges just so there's no harsh lines. Now at this point, I'm happy with how the black is blended out and how it looks and everything. So I'm going to take the shade Midnight from Colourpop. This is what it looks like here. It's like a black, but it has a lot of like gold glitter in it. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to pop that on the outer corner where I have the black shadow already. And I'm actually going to get it on an angled brush as well, and I'm just going to kind of do out like a winged liner and I'm going to fill it in that shape. Cool, so now I'm going to carve out the front half of my lid. I'm just going to do that first with a wipe, just on my finger, and I'm just going to take off as much shadow as I can, and then I'm going to go in with concealer and just carve it out a little bit better. So now that I've taken as much as I can off with the wipe, I'm gonna go in with the concealer now just to carve it out a little bit better. And I'm just gonna get the concealer on a little flat shader brush. I'm just gonna be using my Catrice liquid Camouflage concealer just to carve out the lid. So now that I have that carved out, I'm just going to set it straight away with the same neutral shade I used to set my entire lid. Just because if I don't, it might transfer above the line that I've already created, and I don't want that to happen. So now that I've carved out my lid, I'm ready for my inner corner colour to go in. So I'm going to be using the shade Telepathy from Colourpop. This is what it looks like. It's like a lime green like chartreuse colour. So I'm going to be using that on the inner corner of my lid. And I'm actually going to go in with a bit of it on my finger just because I feel like it doesn't apply as well with a brush as it would with your finger. I'm just going to use a little bit on my finger and just pat it on over. And I'm going to go back in with the black just to blend it in better here, and just because I feel like sometimes the black gets lost when you blend it out. And I'm also going to blend some more of the shade Midnight in with the lime green shade as well. Cool, so now I'm going to go ahead and add a wing off camera and I'll be right back. So now that I have my wings on, I'm going to go in with a little bit of Duraline and I'm just going to clean up under them, and that'll get rid of any of the shadow as well. Cool, so now I'm done with my eyes for now. I'm going to move on to my base. Normally when I do like an intense eye makeup look like this, or most of the time if I'm using black shadow, I won't do anything on my face. I do foundation just around my brows because it makes it easier to do them and easier to carve them out when I have just a little bit of foundation on. So this is the only part that I have foundation on right now. So now that I've cleansed my face, I'm gonna go in with my primer. So for primer, I'm gonna be using the Nivea Post Shave Balm. I know a lot of people use it and rave about it, and I actually really like it, so that's what I'm gonna be using today. The thing is, this is a cooling one, which I don't like as much because it's kind of minty, and I don't know, I feel like it kind of burns my eyes a bit, but maybe you're not supposed to put it near your eyes, so. So now we can move on to foundation. I'm going to be using the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation in the shade 02 Natural. And I'm just going to dot that on all over my face. And I'm going to be mixing that in with a little bit of my MAC Water Wave foundation in the shade NC30. So I'm just going to shake this and then just dot it onto my face as well. Cool, so I'm just going to take my beauty blender and I'm going to blend that in. So now that I have all that on, I'm gonna go in with my Catrice concealer again, just under my eyes. So I'm also going to mix that in with a little bit of my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Porcelain. I'm just going to go back in with my beauty blender and blend it all out. Now that I've done, I'm just going to set it with my Mercier Secret Brightening Powder and my beauty blender as well. So I'm just going to do a bit of baking under my eyes. I'm going to be using the Primark banana powder and on my sponge again, and I'm just going to bake under my eyes. So I'm just going to set the rest of my face with the banana powder, and then I'm going to go over it with the MAC Studio Fix powder. So I'm just going to go in with my MAC Studio Fix powder now and just set it as well. Just because the banana powder doesn't really add any extra coverage, but the Studio Fix one does. So I'm just going to contour using the Hoola bronzer. So now I'm going to highlight. I'm going to use the Primark highlighter in the shade Champagne. I'm also going to go in with a little bit more highlight, and I'm going to use the Kiko Water Shadow in 200. This is what it looks like. It is an eyeshadow, but it's also an amazing highlight. So I just take that on my small fluffy brush. So now I'm just going to dust off that excess powder under my eyes. I'm just going to zoom you in and we'll finish the eyes off. So for my lower lash line, I'm going to take the shade Mean from the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette. I'm just going to blend that out under my eyes. Now I'm going to get some of the black shadow and just smudge that in. So I'm just going to pop some gel liner in my lower lash line. So I'm just going to pop on some mascara. I'm using the Curl Power mascara from Penny's. So I'm just going to pop that on my lower lash and my top lashes. And now for lashes, I'm going to be using the Sosu lashes in the style Kylie. So I'm just going to pop them on. So for lip liner, I'm going to be using Stripdown by MAC. So I'm just going to line my lips with that. And then for lips, I'm going to be using the Kylie lip kit in the shade Maliboo. Cool, so this is the finished result. I hope you like this look. I actually really like how it came out. I love that lime green shadow and I really wanted to do something with it. So this is just what I came up with and I really like it. I definitely would wear it out. Maybe not on a day-to-day basis, maybe it's a bit too much. I really like that shadow and I wanted to like create a look with it. So this is just what I came up with. You could do like a lot simpler of a look and just like smudge it out under the lash line or something. I think that would be like really pretty, especially for the summer. This is just a look I came up with. I hope you like this video. If you do, make sure and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you don't already. Leave me a comment if you want to see any other different kinds of videos, whether it be makeup or tags or whatever, and I'll definitely do them. So yeah, just leave a comment below, tell me what you think, and I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you on the next one.